A touch of music now, and AC/DC remains the biggest-selling Australian band of all time. Worldwide album sales have now exceeded 150 million.
Well, 22 years after the death of former frontman Bon Scott, his life has been chronicled in the book Highway to Hell. In a moment, we'll talk to the book's author, but first, let's take a walk back in time.
The sounds of AC/DC there. Well, Highway to Hell was written by Clinton Walker. He's with us in the studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, before we start on the book, why do you think AC/DC was so well loved?
A combination of things, I suppose. Chemistry in the band. Two brothers on guitars. They'd grown up playing, so they had this chemistry. And then Bon Scott came in and completed the equation. He was a Scot. He was taken into the family. They were like blood brothers, really. And you have that in the band. If you got that chemistry, you can do anything.
And one of the things I was fascinated with your book is the difference, as you point out, between Bon Scott and the young brothers. I mean, it couldn't have been more contrasting, could they? I mean, and Bon, such a wild man on stage, but behind the scenes, when you got to know him, very different.
Oh, look, absolutely. I mean, he's probably like a lot of people, has a kind of a public persona, and you go home and you're a kind of different kind of person, but he was a writer, he's a songwriter, and sometimes that's forgotten, you know, that he took that very seriously. So he was the kind of guy who would send cards to his friends. He was very considerate and thoughtful, and there he is. That's what he did on stage, and he lived a big part of that. Yeah. But he was also a very soft and gentle kind of person as well.
He really was a working-class hero, wasn't he? Even before Jimmy Barnes called himself that.
Yeah, look, absolutely. He grew up in Fremantle in Western Australia, on the docks, and with all that in touch, he did time in jail. He did all that. He got a focus in rock and roll, and it kept him out of trouble. But, you know, it's funny you say Jimmy Barnes, because Jimmy Barnes, in many ways, did try to inherit the mantle. And I suppose, thankfully, didn't completely succeed in as much as kind of like killing himself, which, as some of Jimmy's friends have said, he tried to do. But you couldn't fill Bon Scott's shoes.
And for those people who might try and write off a band like this, I mean, let's put it in perspective. Tell us how big, in terms of Australian and international sales, perhaps, was this band? Where do we rank them?
They're huge. I mean, figures, I think, from about a year or so ago from the States was saying that they were the 5th biggest selling albums band of all time in America, and that puts them ahead of the Rolling Stones and, say, the Bee Gees as another. In Excess, Kylie don't even get on the map compared to that. What's happened is that their appeal through Bon, as well as the band, has sort of grown and had a lot of influence with musicians, so that sound starts to come through, and people go, where's it come from? Oh, AC/DC. So their catalogue, unlike a lot of bands, has never been out of print, and it continues to sell and probably grows.
And probably hard for a lot of teenagers nowadays to understand. I mean, they think Kylie's the biggest thing and, you know, that's all they know, but very hard to comprehend how big they really were.
Oh, yeah, also, and also for Australia, I think, at that time, coming out of the 1970s, we'd sent a few exports overseas, but even at that time, I think it was not noticed so much how big they were becoming and were going to become. I think, in a way, it probably took a lot of Australians by surprise too.
And your book's become a classic. I mean, it's reprinted now. It's been around for, what, almost a decade, hasn't it?
Yeah, 94 it was first published, and I guess it's been republished now simply because the demand is there. I mean, the people I'm talking to around now, just everybody loves Bon. They remember him, and remember him with great affection, and so...
How much fun was it to put together?
Oh, it was fantastic, you know, because his story almost encapsulates all Australian rock and roll. It's all true. I didn't have to make anything up, you know. And, you know, I often say that I would have had to work hard to make a mess of it, you know, because it was such a rich story, such a great character.
Now, 22 years since he died, you say in your book that he was actually planning to give the band away. Was that common knowledge? Well,
no. He'd been on the road for a long time. He was a professional musician for 20-so years. And he was tired, because it's a hard life, and he was lonely too, really. You know, you're on, you know, so he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. He was going to make another album with AC/DC, which became Back in Black, which was the one that kind of broke all the records. It's been my theory that he would have left, perhaps, ultimately, and would have gone on to a solo career.
Tell us, I mean, he died of basically too much booze at the end of the day. Give us a sketch of how much he was hooked. What was he... Well, some outrageous stories out there about how much he drank.
I mean,
how much is true?
a bottle of scotch a day was sort of the starting point, it would seem. I mean, bands on the road, you get a rider, and most bands on the road have accommodation for the members. Say, well, you know, he needs a bottle of scotch and he needs, you know, a six-pack of Heineken. Yeah. So that was the starting point. And for him to have a day like that is pretty normal, and it wouldn't kill him. When he died, I think it was an accumulation of just everything. Everything, you know, one of those things where everything went wrong, you know. He had a lot to drink. He also went to sleep in a car, which was a normal thing, being left to sleep it off, you know. Yeah. It was a freezing cold February, and his mate didn't come down for 24 hours, and when he came down, you know, Bon wasn't there anymore.
Wow, what a story it is. Clinton Walker, pleasure to talk to you this morning. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Well, this morning's main stories in the news are coming up.
But right now, another chance for you to holiday on us.
Sunrise, Liberation Music and the Hard Rock Hotel Bali are giving you the chance to win an exotic...
But poor and